Welcome back to Duro3 YouTube channel. In this video we're having a look at items that went off to get Glass Bead Blasted and showing what it, how they came back, showing the damage that's actually caused from electrolysis and stuff, which didn't look apparent when, and other things as well that that didn't show up before. So on the first one, this is a high gain center gear chassis, or center chassis. As you can see, it's quite badly pitted. This one will not be used again. It didn't look as bad as this when I sent it off to get Glass Bead Blast, but the electrolysis was quite extensive. I mean, some of the tracks over this side look really good, but this is really rough. I would have to either get the bearing track reground both sides and then go up a size in bearing, but I don't know. So that's one thing that's happened with that one. So otherwise it's in reasonable condition, but that's as it is. This is the base housing of an Rotator 1102 1103. As you can see, probably don't try to flare it out too much. The electrolysis was quite bad in this one as well, and Glass Bead Blasting just gets rid of all the electrolysis, and then you see what really was. So this one has bearing track damage. I will change it around this way, so still you can't see it. I probably may get this one reground. I may be able to get this cleaned up possibly. There's bearing track damage on the bottom, so the bearing should have to be reground to suit 10mm bearings. If I was to try and get this done, I'd have to physically see if I can actually, as you can see in here, it's been eaten away quite badly in there. Actually nearly everywhere. Actually in the shadows are better. You can see in the shadows. You can really see how bad the actual electrolysis was. So that's those ones. The Daiwa top housings, I had 3 of these or 2 of these, can't remember how many I had now. When I got it back, I noticed the crack in the bottom here, and then you can see the hairline crack straight through here. You probably can't see it. I'll try and zoom in as much as I can. But then when I actually lay it like this, I'll move those out of the road, put your hand behind it, there's a big dent. Actually, you can see the dent right in there. Someone's put the mast clamps on the wrong way and just clamped it down and didn't put the guides in where the guides are meant to go. And so that's just now a stuffed casing. Trying to repair the middle of these, I've looked at it being done before. Very hard to get them re-welded and successfully. This is a KR400 600 casing. It all looked good when I got it back. It was, didn't look too bad on the inside. I didn't notice where it says crack. I actually got to the point of undercoating and it showed up in the undercoating. Don't look at my line, but if you look in front of my line, right there is a crack, and it goes all the way around here. So this has been hit and has actually pulled the mast clamp out. It's amazing it didn't pull the threads out. And you can see inside there's a hairline crack all the way around both sides. You probably can't see this side, it's more evident. I'll try in the shadows again. It just gets so dark, so bright in there and reflective. Try and get it to show up, but you can see a crack in here, and that showed up. I didn't notice it when I physically went to paint it. Because obviously I was looking at this side, and then as soon as I painted, I'm going, what the hell is that? Why won't that cover up? And then I just noticed it's lifted right up. It's actually, you can put your fingernail on it. That's how much it's pulled up by. So, and it's all the way around. I mean, it comes right around to here. You probably can't see, but the hairline crack goes right up to here. So it's worse there. So there's 2 casings that are stuffed basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you off the stand here Sorry about that. Battery went flat, so I had to wipe a whole lot of stuff and redo things. So I was about to take you for a walk around on the stuff hanging from the roof, and it's stuffed up. So basically, now we're under more light, you'll probably be able to see things better. So I just had a frame here. So first off, we'll start off with the high gain. It had a little bit of damage, electrolysis just here, but the track itself is okay. So that's all painted up and ready to go when I find a base. Again, the base, as I showed you before, was pretty bad. So we have a imitator 1102, 1103. Track has very minor damage on the sides, on the tracks, but this one painted up really well. That's all good. The top housing is all ready to go. Brake housing is ready to go. I've actually polished up the bearing track on this one already. The top pin here didn't get done on this one. This one was actually just left natural, so there's no cleaning up necessary. So I'll pop that back together again. Trying to get through these as quick as possible. A KR400 painted up, ready to go. The inside didn't need to be done because it was in good condition. Bearing ring, I have to polish up the bearing track, so that's all ready to go. The inside of this one wasn't as it was, in very good condition. I've had the base glass bead blasted, and I've edge primed it and painted it, and all I've got to do now is polish up the track all the way around, so it's all in pretty good condition. Put that on there, don't lose it. Two mask clamps. For some reason I got a mask clamp with a hole in one and not on this side, so I might have to just finish putting the holes in those. These have all been glass bead blasted and painted, as you can see. So I'll just try and move through these. Okay, this is a little, some people would call this a KR400, but no, as you can see, I've always wanted to show the difference in these. KR400, KR600, AMR 400, Aishawar or Faulkner's, there's a difference in the size. They are not, well, maybe we should put it behind. You can put one inside the other. Show you the difference in how big they are, inside and outside. There's the difference. So this is the KR400, this is the AMR 400 or Faulkner. It is not a KR400. So basically, there's the base housing for a Faulkner. Shafts fixed into the housing. This one again has been glass bead blasted and painted and everything. This is a KR400. KR400, AMR 400. They ain't not the same. So, and I've got some people calling these a G400. Not, they are not any of those at all. So okay, so over here, which is just out of frame, we've still got them in frame. We have two G1000s, the two bearing rings. Again, I've got to do some polishing on the tracks on these two. Again, these are all glass bead blasted and edge primed and painted. The insides of this one didn't need to be touched, it was in really good condition. So I'll stick that there. The same applies to the inside lower housing, but the outside housing was glass bead blasted, edge primed and painted. Bearing tracks will have to be cleaned up. Itchy nose. Again, this is another one. This one had a bit of damage on the inside from electrolysis, and that was all cleaned up, and I've gave it a clear coat on the inside, and the outside was, again, all this whole thing was glass bead blasted, so that was painted and edge primed. The bottom housing was done the same, internal and outside. This was resealed. I've got to polish up the track yet. So there we go, that's all off and running. already show you the bearing rings, so I'll put those back on there for now. The actual, all the mask lamps, all with Glass Bead Blaster, it's primed and painted. There's the other two. So there we have it. There's a bit of a rundown on some of the stuff that I've been doing, and now I've got jobs that are coming up. Since this is all now cured, the paint and everything, I can now move forward with reassembly of these. I mean, the car finder can be reassembled. I've got to get internal chassis for the 1102, 1103. I've got to see what I've got. The MI400, I've got to work on the top housing, so that's something else that's going to be done. The G1000s are coming up, so yeah. So there's a quick bit of a run through, and I will try and make a video out of these two pieces after the first one's stuffed up. I shall catch you in the next one. Bye.